Welcome and hello guys to the Netolic Pro League 4th edition. This is the finals of our first cup this week. It is going to be Speed Gaming International versus Fnatic. I know that both teams have fought really hard to get here. Unfortunately, they actually haven't played against each other yet in this cup because they were on opposite sides of the bracket. So it's going to be interesting to see how this best of 5 is going to play out here. I know that both teams are sitting on a full roster right now. Unfortunately, that's what a lot of the teams had issues with during this cup, as there were a lot of scheduling problems. I know Empire went in through the cups with, only 4 or 3 of their players, so it gets a little difficult when you're down one of your naturals. But either way, guys, we're getting this underway today. Big shout out to our sponsors. This stuff would not happen without them. That's bigpoint.com, bigpoint.com/LOL. That's not League of Legends, that's LOL, the internet phrase. Very specific about that. Check it out, guys. Download the games. They're not bad. Get to level 3, get the bonuses you get of being a Dota fan, and support these tournaments and help them get bigger and farther. Unless you figured it out already, my name is Barry, and I'm going to be your host for today's games. Unfortunately, I will not have a co-caster with me, and I will be doing the entirety of this completely solo. Anyways, guys, getting right into our bans. First band coming out of Speed is going to be the Naga Siren, followed by Fnatic's Visage. That's surprising for me. It's surprising that Fnatic have actually banned out the Visage. 90% of the time, Fnatic like to keep it in the pool. Why? Because they've got Notail. We've seen Notail play the Visage before, and he is incredible on that Visage. I know that we've seen Aoi played a ridiculous Visage in the Empire Speed series last week. It was unbelievable. He got a really early scepter. The stuns were out of this world. But all the comments are banned out. Our World Destroyer is still in the pool, though, of note. We've still got Troll Warlord and all of our more recent regulars, looking at Elder Titan, Abaddon. All still populars there as well, that are still definitely in the pool. Waiting for our first pick right here. They're burning the reserve time. She's burning the regular time down quite a bit. There is quite a bit in the pool. I'm pretty sure Speed Gaming are thinking on it. Do they want to grab the Elder Titan as their first pick, or do they want to grab something else? The Obsidian, still in the pool. They could take that and go mid with it. It's going to be Memories of the Obsidian Destroyer, because when 7.69 or 6.79 hits, he's not really going to be picked up for the mid as much as he was before. I mean, you're going to lose the mech build entirely. And I mean, you're still going to get Essence Ore procs off of Astral Imprisonment, but it's just not going to be as good as spamming the Buckler from mana. So, first pick is going to be the Elder Titan. Speed Gaming are confident with that one. Not a huge surprise there either. Natural Order is just, you can't replace it. It is an irreplaceable buff
10 seconds
for the rest of your team. And it does so much difference in team fights. I mean, you're looking at somebody, let's say, I don't know, an agility carry. You almost nullify all of the agility carry possibilities when you pick up the Elder Titan. Because of the natural armor you lose as an agility carry, it hurts way too much. You're not going to be able to pick things up like Luna, who are going to rely on the agility growth to give her that armor. Something like Phantom Lancer either. There's just so much that Elder Titan removes. And that's not even considering Earth Splitter, or how strong Ancestral Spirit can be in an offlane, which we've seen it before. It is incredibly strong. And you can pair Earth Splitter with almost any other big ultimate, and it's such a strong supplement. You do so much damage if you combine it with something like Earthshaker, Tide Hunter. There is just so much possibility there. Fnatic going with the safe carry pick. Picking up the Lifestealer. Can't fault that one either. Very strong core in the Lifestealer. Now, whether or not they want to take the opportunity to pick up a Taxi Cab for this Lifestealer as their second pick, we are going to have to see. Storm Spirit, obviously not banned out in our first 4. It's not something that we see all that often. They could go for a Nyx Assassin, pick up one of the supports for their tri-lane right now. Usually we don't see mids picked up just yet. Usually that's a 3rd or a 4th, but they're thinking about it. They have the opportunity. Nyx, the stun is quite strong. Spike Carapace is receiving a nerf in 6.79, so maybe you want to pick it up now. But unfortunately, Nyx Assassin, if you don't get the level 6 on him, the stun is good, but it's only as good as the player using it. And if the player using it is at a minimum level, 1 or 2 man Impales is not going to carry you through the mid and late game if you don't have Vendetta. And even if you do, the supplement damage is okay, but it's really not all that much. You're not going to be able to go out and hunt supports by yourself. You're not going to be able to gank carries by yourself like you would see him do in a pub game. You know, pick up a Dagon at 20 minutes, 25 minutes, and with that, they're going to pick up the Nature's Prophet. Can't fault you on that one either. I mean, Shadow Blade's still very effective, only an 18-second cooldown, and Troll Warlord is going to be the response from Speed Gaming. Oh, I love the Troll Warlord. I love how popular he's become. I really do. I love Battle Trance. I love that moment when you're pushing and then you hear the Battle Trance and everything gets that much more exciting because everybody's hitting really hard, really fast, and everything's rolling. I absolutely love it. And he pairs so well with so many other heroes. I mean, pretty much any hero. Let's be honest. Troll Warlord is going to help any hero. Attack speed, I'll never say no to attack speed, right? I mean, even if a support only hits for 80, you get that extra attack speed bonus for Battle Trance, and suddenly you're doing quite a bit more damage. You're not going to contribute a huge amount to a team fight, but you're definitely going to contribute more in a push. Haven't seen any directed bans just yet from either team. All we've seen is the regular. We've got our two on our... We've got Naga and Wisp, Visage and Bat, pretty regular. To see if Speed Gaming want to either start some respect bans or possibly look to just carve out their strategy at this point. They are dipping into their reserve time here, so they're giving quite a bit of thought. They realize there is money on the line here. There's $1,000 on the line. Very important that teams perform well. And you want to have a good standing for when we get to our playoff finals. Playing for $6,000, guys. Big money. Take the opportunity, for those of you that are just joining us, this is the Netolic Pro League 4th edition. This is the finals of the first cup between Speed Gaming and International. Speed Gaming and International. Speed Gaming and Fnatic. It is a best out of 5, and they are playing for $1,000. I'm going to be your host for this best out of 5. My name is Barry. I was here last week as well, and I was here the week before. And I usually run a lot of the Netolic stuff, a lot of the stuff that you don't see in the back. I'm here whenever in ProveAttitude, but I'm running other things, but I'm here. Storm Spirit is actually going to be the third ban for Speed Gaming, followed by another mid. The Queen of Pain and the Storm Spirit, they are really not down to deal with any kind of efficient taxi here for Fnatic. Not only that, but if Speed Gaming are looking to run Troll Warlord mid, like they did last week against Empire, you don't want to have to deal with these really, really harassment-dependent mids, like Storm Spirit and Queen of Pain, because frankly, Troll he does a lot of burst, but if he has to deal with continuous harassment, Queen of Pain being the #1 culprit on that, you're not going to be able to do it. There's rarely a mid who can deal with that much damage. But it is going to be a Sing Sing mid. It's going to be a Troll Sing Sing mid, like we saw last week, and he plays it incredibly well. I'm not sure what... He runs a strategy where he switches his melee to his ranged in the middle of one of his ranged attacks just so he can get the extra speed to get closer to somebody, and I was really blown away by how he was able to come up with that. Just the things that some professional players do really blows me away. And Fnatic banning out the offlaners in this case here. They've knocked out the Weaver as well as the Clockwork. Not too sure where this is going so far. I mean, you can run your Nature's Prophet in your offlane.
10 seconds remaining.
And it's kind of risky. Nature's Prophet never really succeeds in an offlane, but that's not why you pick him up. You know, you pick him up because you know that even if he fails, he'll just rotate to the jungle and will be okay. But they have picked up the Crystal Maiden, so there is the opportunity that if they want to run an aggressive tri-lane, Crystal Maiden is a pretty strong aggressive tri-lane hero, and Lifestealer as well deals a lot of early game damage. So the possibility is there. You could run a solo safe Nature's Prophet, which could have been why they were banning out the offlaners that they might not want the Nature's Prophet having deal with. Third pick coming out from Speed. Taking their time on this one. Both teams are really just down to the wire in terms of times here. Just really, really thinking hard on what they want to pick up. I don't blame them. It's going to be the Rubik.
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Affords them quite a bit of flexibility, and there are a few spells that are worth stealing at the moment. Not too many on the Lifestealer. Possibly the Teleport from Nature's Prophet if you can grab that. And maybe either the ultimate on Crystal Maiden or Frostbite. So, although it does prevent Fnatic from, if they wanted to pick up something along the lines of a Tide or a bigger ultimate like Enigma, you're not going to be able to do that. unless you want to take the risk of giving it to Rubik, especially with Speed Gaming. We know they're all very talented players, so odds are that he's going to get whatever ability he wants at least once or twice in the game, and sometimes you just don't even want to risk that.
5 seconds remaining.
5 seconds remaining. Are they going to be able to pick it up? And it's going to be the Enigma actually here.
Dire team pick.
It's kind of interesting here. I mean, I'm going to have to guess that we're going to see some kind of aggressive oriented lane with the Crystal Maiden and the Lifestealer, especially now that they've picked up the Enigma. I mean, with Nature's Prophet and Enigma both being strong junglers who can handle the heavy camp very early, that's not an easy jungle to share between the two of them. Especially once Enigma hits his 3, he can idle on any creep he wants, and Nature's Prophet as well when he has enough treants. So, honestly, that's a little risky for me. We're going to have to see where that's going to go. I mean, they could run the Enigma elsewhere. They could aggressive jungle the Enigma. I've seen that before. Works out pretty well. Malefice is irreplaceable in terms of a mini stun. Very, very strong. And with that, Speed Gaming actually pick up the Luna. If I had to point it out, I would say this is their signature carry for this tournament. It's the 3rd time that they pick up the Luna in 3 games. The 3 games, they've picked up the Luna 3 times. And they give it to Eternal Envy every time because apparently it's his favorite carry to pick up and farm with, and I can't blame him. He does a really, really good job. We saw 21-minute, 22-minute Manta with Helm of the Dominator as well a few games ago, and that was quite impressive with the amount of pressure that was on him. So Luna does scale quite well into our late game, and with the Troll Warlord as well, that combo's really scary. If you let the Luna into your base, you open the floodgates, the glaives are going to come coming in, and you're going to lose everything really, really quick. Park ban as well. Speed Gaming just their last 3, let's call them directed bans, are all at mids. They're really wanting Sync to have a really open mid. They wanted to just dominate that mid lane. And so far, Fnatic really don't have a definitive mid right now. I mean, you could run the Nature's Prophet. That probably wouldn't do all that well against Sing. Sing would probably just get really aggressive up on you. Push past, and it's actually going to be an Invoker. Ah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Fnatic. Thank you. I love the Invoker. I don't know. If you've been watching games so far, the last time Invoker was picked up, I was just as happy. Invoker is my favorite hero in Dota, hands down, aside from Abaddon, and he is the hero I play the most, and I love seeing him mid. Unfortunately, he's a really risky mid. If he does poorly,
10 seconds remaining.
He really holds the team down. And you know what, Carl? Sometimes, you know, that sucks when you gotta hold your team down because of how poorly your mid went. And it's actually a pretty scary lane that Speed Gaming have now. They've got the Luna damage, they've got the Venjora as well, and you've got your Rubik. This is almost a pure damage tri-lane here, and we're gonna have to see what Fnatic are gonna run up against it. Whether or not they want to run a dual lane in the top lane with Crystal Maiden and Lifestealer with an aggressive jungling Enigma. They have a lot of options. We'll have to see where they go with that. Just waiting on our pickups here, and we will jump right into our game. I mean, I had seen somebody yesterday on Reddit was talking about Vengeful Spirit, and I can't help but think that she's a pretty strong support. I mean, her stun does a lot of damage at the beginning of the game, and her aura, it's a percentage, so it scales very well into our late game. So, why is she not picked up more often? And I mean, I think it's a factor of there are other supports that people can pick. But nonetheless, she is still a strong support, especially against Batrider and a lot of these position-based heroes. You're looking at Enigma as well. The swap goes through BKB, so why not pick up the Vengeful Spirit? With the opportunity, with the pause, I will go through our lineups. Over on Speed Game, we've got Bone7 playing on our offlane Elder Titan. Aoi 2000 going to be on our Rubik. Pylai died, taking up our Vengeful Spirit. Actually, second time he's played this in this tournament. Sing Sing taking our mid Troll Warlord, and Eternal Envy on Kazumi Kazuki for our Luna. Over on the Radiant team, this is Fnatic. We've got Hani on our Invoker. No-Tail playing our Crystal Maiden. Trixie is going to be on our Nature's Prophet. Era on our Lifestealer, and Enigma is going to be handled by Fly. I'm still waiting on our Nature's Prophet. No, we're not. They've got all 5. A little bit befuddled there for a moment. sure what our pause is for. Nobody had given a reason. Either way, so if you guys are just joining us right now, I know that we've had people coming in slowly here as they've noticed that this is probably the best stream to be watching at the moment. This is the Netolic Pro League 4th edition. These are our Cup 1 finals. $1,000 on the line. Speed Gaming, Fnatic, best out of 5. And my name is Barry. I will be your host for these 5. This best out of 5. Already moving through. Gonna have to see where they're gonna go with this. I mean, Speed Gaming already moving down towards our bottom lane right now as well. Over on the rating team, No Tail moving down towards our bottom lane on the Crystal Maiden. Picked up 2 Clarities as well as having 1 set of each ward right now. No pull regen on her, and you know, I really wish I ended up with some of those cool little trees. I never ended up with it. I never ended up making it to the international. I had flight issues. Either way, the entire team, both teams poising in the Radiant jungle right now. This could be a really early engagement. If I had to take a snap at it, I'd say Fnatic come out on top. They have a lot better in terms of early stuns. They've got No Tails, Frostbite. They've got Enigma as well if they want to jump on something here. But right away, Speed Gaming go on the aggressive side, looking to push them out. The damage is there from the Ancestral Spirit on Era. Just a little bit. Just going to force him back to the tier 2 as Era turns around. Going to turn the aggression back towards Bone 7. The aggression was looking just to ward out these Radiant camps. They've already warded the pull. And they've already looked toward this camp as well. So the pings are up from Fnatic. They know what's gone on. No Tail puts down the sentry, and are they going to spot this out inside the trees? I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it does detect. And it actually, no, it doesn't reach for this down one, this bottom one here. So they're actually going to have to expend another sentry for this one here. And oh, No Tail just out of range for that next sentry. So bottom lane, going to spend the entire time blocked off by the sentry ward that they still weren't able to find. Era has actually spent a tango for on blocking here. The top lane is going to be Pylai Die, EE, as well as, yep, Aoi 2000 moving back up to the top lane with that Haster, and here he's possibly looking for an early kill on Hani, as Invoker is really, really vulnerable at the beginning of this game, and we're already seeing a lot of pooled regen for him. He's already picked up a Null Talisman for that extra bonus damage, and he's already been pooled a Tango and a Healing Salve going his way, so good start for the Invoker. Usually Invoker suffers in the sense that you're usually forced to pick up an early level of Quas if you want to have enough regen to survive in a lane. And with this, he's not going to have to worry about it. I mean, he's going to have enough regen as soon as he hits his Quas. Anyways, top lane. Sneaky plays from Nature's Prophet, looking to pull out the creep wave down here. Continue to actually have it pull out so he can continue to look to push down this tier 1, get a little bit of damage out, because he knows that EE is going to be able to, is going to have to expend his regen tanking these creep waves here if he wants to get secure last hits here. And down our bottom lane, it's actually going to be a dual lane of No Tail and Era up against Bone 7. Bone 7 putting out the damage on the Crystal Maiden. Not all that much. He's just going to back off and pop a Clarity. They have the capability of killing Bone 7. It's just going to take some awkward positioning, but Bone 7 has been playing very, very aggressive so far. Pylai Die coming in with the smoke as well. There is the slow. Can he pop the stun? Vengeance Bolt pots as well as Sing. Looking to dive the tier 1. The creeps are taking all the tower damage instead, but the Sunstrike's going down, and Pylai Die, and it actually connects, and Hani picks up our first blood on Invoker with his sneaky Sunstrike. Very well played from Hani right there, and oh, I am all fluffy and ecstatic watching Sunstrikes pick up kills. It's been so long. Over in our top lane, Trixie having quite a hard time up against EE and Aoi. They've already pushed beyond the tier 1, and they're going to look to hold this out. Now, whether or not Fnatic are going to commit any defense to this, we'll have to see. I mean, there's another creep wave coming in for Speed Gaming, so they want to run back behind the tier 1. And instead, they're just going to keep putting the damage. Fortification comes out, and there is a ping down on the bottom lane. We're going to have to see whether or not they're going to want to do anything with it. Era is here. They do have enough damage. Crystal Maiden going to loop around the side. No Tail popping the Frostbite. Bone 7 doesn't have any sleep if he wants to use it to escape, but fortunately, Era too far away to initiate the open wounds, so nothing is going to come out of that just yet. But with Invoker picking up our first blood, it's actually going to mean quite a bit for him. He'll have the advantage. He's already picked up his boots. He is sitting 4 for 2 though, and Sing Sing is crushing him right now. 10 for 7 on Sing. Kind of what you come to expect out of Sing's troll. His troll, very, very awesome. Excuse me, very awesome makes no sense. Very good, sorry. His troll is amazing in terms of how good his positioning is and his awareness to switch stances in terms of knowing when to use ranged and when to use his melee. So already we're seeing another rotation from Dai. He is only level 2 with only 1 level in Vengeance Bolt, but Hani moving down into the river. This could be the moment that Dai is waiting for. Sing Sing sees him in the river, and so does Dai, and that's going to be the movement. Dai comes in. There is the Whirling Axis there as well. The Vengeance Bolt to fly. The burst damage from the melee Whirling Axis. Is it enough to bring him down? Answer is yes. They pick up a return kill on Hani, and that makes it a 1-for-1 in this mid lane. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Eternal Envy, story of our Empire game right here. Free farm Luna against absolutely nothing, as Trixie did move down. Where did Trixie go? Excuse me, Trixie actually went to jungle yesterday? Yeah, he did. Okay, came down to this bottom lane. Excuse me, I kind of lost track of Trixie there for a moment. Anyways, Trixie down our bottom lane. They need to find a kill here on Bone 7. If he's going to be able to continue to get a decent amount of free farm, it's not going to be all that good. Trixie canceling out the clarity of Bone 7. Not much Bone 7 can do about this. He doesn't have any support if he wants to go in on it, except for that Ancestral Spirit holding out Era a little bit. So 24-14 to 27-10. Era does sit a little bit behind EE, but nonetheless, a farmed Luna versus a farmed Lifestealer. I think a farmed Lifestealer comes out on top in that regard. But over in their mid lane, there is another rotation here from Dai. Instead, they're actually going to look for a kill on Notail. Sing Sing pops the ultimate. All Dai has to do is come from behind. And they're going to go for a second one here as well. Although Sing doesn't have a Whirling Axis for another one, but Enigma. Good save by Fly with that Malefice instead. Hani, he could look to turn it around on Sing, but the retreat to the high ground prevents that. But Sing is so aggressive, looking to come back in on Hani behind the tower, popping his bottle for enough mana for the Whirling Axis. He's looking for the side. Well played positioning from Sing Sing secures him another kill on Hani. Incredible play from Sing, coming back behind that tier 1, popping those bottle charges, and the positional play of moving behind these trees, expecting Hani to retreat in the same direction, was incredible. Using the line of sight to catch a Whirling Axis, very, very well played by Sing. And Speed Gaming realized that giving Invoker that first blood, really not something you want to do. And they've already put him down in the dirt for doing so. Down the bottom lane, Era, open wounds on Bone 7, just a little bit of harassment there, just looking to force him out of the lane. Not going to do all that much instead. Popping the Rage. Can he actually find a kill on Bone 7? One more right click's all it's going to take. And solo kill for Era down in the bottom lane here against Bone 7. 2-3 is our score. 5 minutes into this game.
Radiant's bottom tower
Looking towards our
is
gold
under
graph
attack.
here. It is going 1,000 in the way of Speed Gaming via those first early kills they had on Invoker. Well, as our experience graph, saying the exact same thing. Meanwhile, in the top lane, this is now a lead, a pretty decisive lead for Eternal Envy now. Already up 8 Lastus over our Lifestealer, as well as Howie, level 4. Once he gets his level 6, we'll see more movement. The amount of movement down in our middle lane right now is massive as they find a kill on Sing Sing with the rotation of Notail and Fly. Hani, usually the one who takes a lot of damage, but instead they're actually going to make the trade on Trixie as well. 1-for-1. Speed Gaming still maintain their lead right now. They're pretty comfortable with how this game is turning out right now. They've had a decent amount of farm on Sing. He's only died once. And he has a decent amount of farm. Looking at what Sing's got on himself right now, he's got his phase in his bottle as well. So once they know the farm is there on Eternal Envy, they can look to make the rotations towards this top lane and push it out. They could probably do it pretty soon, honestly. Especially that Sing and Bone 7. Bone 7 has moved towards this mid lane as well. They could look to knock down this tier 1. Well, Sing Sing could look to do it by himself, honestly, with the amount of damage you get from Battle Trance. And instead, they're just going to sit on tower. They're actually looking for a kill here on Notail. Can they find it instead? Notail pops the Frostbite and Sing next to the tier 1, and the Sprout is there. And Sing actually goes down with Era coming in on that Cold Snap. And right away, Fnatic, Era looking for another kill on Dai. The Sunstrike just inches off, unfortunately, but not going to matter. Trixie picking up a double kill, claiming the lead for Fnatic. 5-4 here. With the assists for Trixie, excuse me, the full-on kills for Trixie and the assists for everybody else here is both teams hyper-awareness right now, realizing where they've been a little bit slacking, and they've picked up and made for it already with those kills on Trixie, as well as those early kills for Hani, coming in for those kills on Hani, going the way of Speed Gaming as well. So it's going to be interesting to see where this goes. But if I had to point a finger late game, I think Speed come out on top of this, unfortunately. I mean, unless you can land a good black hole or two and follow it up with a meatball or something big like that. The Troll Warlord combination with the Luna, as well as the possibility that Avenge wants to pick up some damage items, that's completely viable as well. There's going to be way too much damage moving to our late game, especially with the Vengeance Aura carrying on the Luna and the Troll as well. The Natural Order burning off all of Lifestealer's natural armor, and then you've got the negative armor from Venge as well. It's going to be a little bit too much, I think, moving in our late game. So, top lane. Pings come out from purple. Era pointing out, hey, our tier 1 is going down, guys. Maybe we want to make some rotations and defend this right now. We know that EE has a lead, and it's a pretty decisive one. 56 for 44. We can't just keep giving him gold. We got to do something. We got to make the rotations, and that's going to be Era hiding on the opposite side of the trees. EE just can't see him just yet, and he comes out on the side, popping the open wounds. The TP4 comes in, as well as the Sunstrike. Everybody's here so fast. EE actually thought about popping the ultimate instead. Decides against it, realizing that he's dead regardless, and there were too many creeps around to secure a kill. Didn't want to waste the cooldown, and he will go down. And with that, the tower denies there as well, but Sing, as well as Bone 7, they're here in the mid lane to make that trade on it, and they'll be able to do it. They will claim it, but right away, Sing eating massive amounts of stun. Cold Snap as well as the Malefice is there, but can't they find anything else to follow it up? Answer is yes. Era coming in with that open wounds, and Sing moving forward instead of back. The man never retreats, but instead in the background, Pylai Dai, he's coming in for a trade. Vengeful, very, very scary in this early game as well. She does a decent amount of damage, and Vengeance Bolt hits pretty hard. 1 for 1 again is our trade, as nobody wants to claim a decisive lead right now. Fortunately, a lot of our early games end up like this, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's nice not to know who's really gonna, or have an idea of who's gonna win this game before our mid game, or at least 15-20 minutes. You know, I don't like seeing decisive leads in 10 minutes. It's frankly, it gets a little boring. For me, it gets a little boring. EE going back up to the top lane. He's actually opted to go with a Helm of the Dominator this time. I know we've seen in all 3 games, we've seen EE, he went Helm twice and Midas once. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, the Helm is going to allow him to stack a lot of these camps. Unfortunately, a lot of them haven't been stacked yet. I would have expected possibly Venge coming in to stack a few of these. I know we saw that last game, so that would, you know, give Sing a, excuse me, EE. I always confuse the two. Anyways, give EE a little bit more farm if he needs it here, and the only stacked camp is that medium with the Bud Golem. So rotations down to this bottom lane as well. We've got Trixie and Fly. They could look to push this tier 1, and I think that's what they're going to need to do. But meanwhile, Sunstrike going off somewhere on the map. Not too sure where that was going. There isn't actually any ganks going on right now. It's Bone 7 picking up Phase Boots down in this bottom lane. He has his level 6, actually opting not to get Earth Splitter. Interesting choice from him, but Aoi, well as Pylai Dai. The ward goes down, looking at D-Ward. Successful for them. No rotations down to this bottom lane just yet. They're unaware of all the junglers that are available for a gank at the moment, especially Trixie, who now has his Midas. Got it a few minutes ago. Hasn't picked up anything else just yet. He's probably going to be looking to build a Shadow Blade, as that's 90% of the time what you end up seeing on Nature's Prophets. Now, what surprises me is whether or not we're actually going to see more Nature's Prophets or less Nature's Prophets pick up the Shadow Blade with the nerf, with the cooldown nerf. And it's not like it's a mild nerf. We're talking 10 seconds of extra cooldown. Now, my mind thinks, well, that, you know, sometimes it's not going to matter, right? Because as soon as he comes in, he only uses the Shadow Blade once to escape, right? But we'll have to see. I'm going to say that he's still going to be picked up. The Shadow Blade is still going to be a viable option, but I think it's just going to, it's not going to be as popular. Frankly, I kind of hope it isn't. I mean, I really don't want to see that much more. Clever play from Trixie, realizing that Aoi was stacking these Ancients, comes in with the Trance and blocks that off. But the pings come out from EE. EE wants to get this Roshan done. They know they've got the Vengeance minus armor there as well. They've got the auras on Luna level 3 for the rest of the team. It's best do this now than do this later, honestly. While Fnatic are still trying to find farm on a few of their carries. Era as well. Era is actually going to pick up drums coming out to him on the courier right now. Yep, going to be drums coming out to him right now. So Hani as well doesn't have that much farm, and that's one of the bigger things on Invoker, is unless he has a tremendous amount of levels, like a really, really massive level advantage, like at least 2 levels over the rest of the teams, you need items to do something here, and it's still a waiting game on Hani. Hani still needs to at least have a 4-staff, and Speed Gaming know this, so they want to take the opportunity to move down towards this Roshan pit. We're already seeing Pylai die here as well as Sing. Sing is just super patient in this mid lane, just hanging out waiting for it. As Treants from Trixie are still here looking to block this stacks if they were going to go for it. As EE down in this bottom lane. Era. So he did go with the Orb of Venom build. Not a bad idea hitting that solo lane. It did secure him a kill on Bone 7 earlier on when he got that solo against him. So, Aoi did pick up in... that's clever. Infest. What does that do for Rubik? I'm not too sure, but... Meanwhile, at top lane, EE almost picking up a kill. Popped his ultimate there as well. Fortunately, not able to secure anything. It is a Vlad's pickup on the Troll Warlord. That is actually one of Sing's favorite items to pick up on the Troll, is actually the Vlad's. And it's a pretty good choice. He does get the bonus damage, 20% bonus damage, as well as, you know, lifesteal that isn't an orb. So, going to allow him if he wants to build into something. I've actually never seen a Deso on Troll. I wonder how that would work out. Theory crafting time. I wonder how that would work out. I mean, I guess it would be okay. You have a lot of attack speed to facilitate using the debuff, but there are better options. But right away, Nature's Prophet Ultimate popping the Lincoln Sphere off of Roshan. Down on our bottom lane as well. Arrow's still sitting here, very, very adamant on trying to catch up to Eternal Envy. 97 for 11 is this EE Luna farming machine. He is so far ahead right now. Trixie coming down to this bottom lane as well. This is what they were looking for. They're going to be trying to push this tier 1. Enigma, not here at the moment though. He's in this mid lane looking to put the pressure there with his Eidolons as well. So, half health tier 1. Meanwhile, Eidolons and Hani in the middle lane looking to make some split push out of it. Although Pylai, he's sitting here with smoke. Breaks it off with the auto attacks there. Oh, they find Trixie in the jungle. Sing goes in on Trixie. The damage is there on Trixie. And all it takes is one more right click from Sing, and that screws him a kill. And right away, Aoi backing out of this here. Unfortunately, he can't find the escape because No Tail is there with the Frostbite, and Aoi does go down. But on the other hand, Speed Gaming were able to evacuate the Sing, so it is going to be a worthwhile trade for them. Trixie for a Rubik, I'll take that any day. On our bottom lane again, they are forming up once again. Instead, they are now bringing Fly and Hani down in this bottom lane as Trixie is back up, moving over towards that top lane to prevent that push. Spawn the Eidolons, and they're going to commit. Now the question is whether or not Speed Gaming is going to come in on this. They've got the Sing, they've got Pylai, who appear to be the only two who are absolutely adamant on defending a lot of this stuff, as they're the ones who show up first here. As the ultimate is popped from Sing, and he was looking for the quick deny, and he'll find it. Able to find that deny. Good play from Sing there as well. The cooldown on Battle Trance low enough to continue to just spam it out. Really not necessary to hold it in. As Trixie now 700 gold, finished up his power treads. Wondering whether or not he's actually going to build into the Shadow Blade. We're 15 minutes. He could build the mech. I'm not sure if anyone else is looking to build the mech at the moment. Okay, never mind. It is going to be on Fly. So, either way, Speed Gaming now moving towards the Roshan pit. They could have done it a little earlier, but instead they're going to move it just to it right now. And there is a ward. The ward is pinged out. They know what's happening. The Sunstrike comes in, confirming their suspicions. Now, whether or not Fnatic can really do anything about it, answer is no. It's probably going to go down before they can arrive. And the answer is definite yes. Troll picks it up. Sing's got his...
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Sing's got... Excuse me. Wow. I am just really just brain farting right now. Aegis. Duh. Aegis of the Immortal now on Sing. I am sorry. It is quite early for me. Bottle first charge. Last charge up. Throwing that illusion rune into his bottle. Eternal Envy is just really impressing me with his concrete commitment to this top lane. He hasn't moved. Moved like once to the middle lane. Other than that, he's stayed up here and just farmed for so long. And it's paying off for him. 137 for 11. Nobody's got anything on his farm. And it's not like the rest of his team have slacked either. They've been able to keep pace. And it's only 6 to 8. And if we're looking at a gold graph, they still lead. Although not all that much, they're still leading. Although our experience graph does lead towards Fnatic, unfortunately, as Fnatic have been making quite a bit more rotations in their supports and moving out and finding kills on them there. So, with that mech now finished on... No, it's Fly. Anyways, with that mech now finished on Fly, they're going to be looking to either go with the BKB or the Blink Dagger. I know one of the issues we've seen when Aoi played the Enigma is he never went for the Blink. Frankly, you need a Blink on the Enigma. Even if you're not going to go with the BKB, you have to go with the Blink Dagger because you need the long distance initiation. Nobody can see your black hole coming. It's the easiest thing to see it coming and move, especially when you've got a Vengeful Spirit. But actually looks like EE going to take a break from farming, moving down towards the Radiant jungle to farm a little bit here as he wants to contribute some of his damage, possibly to this tier 1 push. Instead, Sing going to move back behind the tower. Oh, they actually spot out Hani. Pilot Eye spots out Hani. Hani has a TP and a Force Staff if he wants to look to escape. But instead, they sense something in Hani being so persistent on sticking around. The Ice Wall is dropped, holding out Sing Sing, and the TP support is coming in right on top of the Ice Wall there as well. This is going to be Era jumping on E. E taking the damage. He goes down before he can pop his ultimate. The turn is on Sing. The black hole in the background does catch one. The deafening blast pushes out Sing. Bone 7, the only one not to go down so far. This is going to be a dead Sing here as well. Malefice goes down, and that's another death. 4 going down. Fnatic picking up relatively a team wipe here against Speed Gaming. With Bone 7, not here to contribute to these fights. There wasn't a natural order to help out the damage on Sing. They had to know something was up when you see Hani deciding to stick around after they know he's there. I mean, Venge spotted him out and he didn't move. You have to know something's up. There has to be a plan, and unfortunately Sing got a little bit baited into it. And it turned around very, very quickly. Very good placement on the Ice Wall from Hani. Covered most of the available lane, pretty much separating the Fnatic, separating Speed Gaming from their efficient retreat path. So, well played by him, and this is actually going to be a tier 2 for Fnatic. First tier 2 of the game does go down to Fnatic, as the other tier 1s are still there. But meanwhile, the top lane, Bone 7 picks up a solo kill on Trixie, but nonetheless, Trixie does pick up his Shadow Blade post-mortem here, so he'll be able to start Nature's Prophet Rat Dota. Nature's Prophet Rat Dota. Can never disagree with that. Always very, very strong. Now, the only issue with that is you do need more than just a Shadow Blade. He's going on an Arrow. They know Arrow is the last one here. The rest of the team isn't there. Pilot die. He does have the swap if he wants to hold him in. He's going to fire the bolt, but the Rage, quite predictably, is going to block it off, but not going to matter. Pilot die, still able to swap through, but the Malefice comes back out as well. Arrow does have the armlet if he wants to turn it around. Instead, it will just force Speed into the retreat path here, as they know they can't deal with a lifestealer on the high ground. Connie as well, 2,200 gold in his pocket. Already up to a 4 staff. Let's see what he's going to build up to next, as the entirety of Speed Gaming, minus Bone 7, as per usual. Farming up these Ancients together here with EE, who is looking to build a BKB at this point. See in his stash? Yeah, he does have the Mythical Hammer on the courier. Okay, so he's going to have the BKB very, very soon. It's actually going to be right now, actually. So, he does have the Black King bar. Send itself out to him right now, and he's not going to be able to be brought down. A lot of the issues that EE is having in these team fights is going to be from Invoker and Fly. The Malefice combo with the Cold Snap, it absolutely destroys any attack speed or attack or any auto attack carry, honestly. I mean, it's going to be terrifying. Especially somebody like Sing as well. You're trying to right click, but Cold Snap holds you out. As soon as the Cold Snap duration goes, you've got the Malefice as well. Good luck with that, okay? Good luck right clicking with Cold Snap on, especially now that Hani does have at least level 5 in Quas. The duration is going to be way too much, as Nature's Prophet actually sneaks a kill on Pylai Die from halfway across the map with that Nature's Wrath there as well. So awkward, Pylai Die. Might want to feel bad for yourself there, because that's awkward. Nature's Prophet coming through this mid lane. They want to knock down this tier 1. Fnatic know that Luna, as well with the Vengeful Spirit and the Troll combo, is going to be very scary into the late game, and they don't want to allow Speed Gaming the opportunity to get their space. They want everything that Speed Gaming is going to be doing to be defending or reacting to what Fnatic is doing, because the moment that you play Speed Gaming's game, they're pushing your towers, and it's going to be very hard to stop them. So Fnatic want this open field where they can make advantage of a lot of the better spells that they've got for team fights. They've got Hani with they've got the Deafening Blast, the Tornado, you've got the Black Hole on Fly as well. There's just so many good abilities for them to be using in the open plains, rather than in a lot of these forced areas around the towers. I mean, sometimes you're looking for better positioning, but if you have more space, especially with somebody like Invoker, you don't want to have anybody close to your Invoker, because if somebody gets close to Hani, you're going to have a bad time, and instead they're going to find Bone 7, but instead the Force Staff from Hani actually puts him up onto the opposite high ground, and Bone 7 will make a hasty retreat down as the rest of the team moves back inside, as they've already used the Aegis on Sing Sing in that last team fight that went a little Ari for Speed Gaming. Trixie as well, 2,400 gold in his pocket. We're already seeing a Mystic Staff on Invoker. And what's coming up to him right now, actually? What is it? What is it? Let me click on Courier. Thank you. Gonna have to see. I mean, if he finishes his sheath stick before the 30-minute mark, that's going to be quite impressive. Already, Trixie and No-Tail coming up to this top lane to claim another tower here. They know they've got to make some of the gold up somewhere that they might have lost. They're already up 4,000 in terms of experience as well. They've got a lead in both graphs, which is quite good for them. In terms of net worth, we're already at 9,900 on Nature's Profit, leading the way, followed close by Eternal Envy here at 9,500, who has been farming for the majority of this game. In terms of GPM, Nature's Prophet also leads our pack as well. Very, very well played by Trixie. Alacrity has popped an Invoker. The Ashesha Spirit really can't do all that much. He could look for a Stomp, followed up by an Earth Splitter, but already Fnatic split up entirely, and we won't see any of that there, unfortunately. Already Sing in the Radiant Jungle right now, farming up, looking for that BKB. Already got the recipe in the Mithril Hammer, so a lot of the speed gaming importance already have their BKB. EE's got it, Sing's got it now as well, so gonna be quite difficult in this next team fight for Fnatic. We're gonna have to see how it's gonna go. If they can make the initiation happen, if you can get it, the BKB from Fly, or excuse me, the Black Hole from Fly, to be your initiation, I think you'll do just fine. Because then you can follow it up with a Tornado, you can drop the Deafening Blast as well, and there's a lot of holdout time where you won't be able to pop the BKB, and there'll be a lot of space for damage from Era, as well as Trixie. So we'll have to see. I mean, if Speed Gaming get the fight the way they want, they just want to all-out smash your face in. That's really honestly what their team fight consists of. It consists of Battle Trance on Sing, and Eternal Envy smashing your face in with Sing on his back, you know. And I mean, Fnatic have a lineup tailored to team fight so far. I mean, they've got the split pushing on Trixie. If a team fight goes south and Trixie survives, they can move out and try and pull Speed Gaming back, preventing them from knocking you out of Tier 2. But the issue with that is how fast they'll push. They've got the Battle Trance. It'll go very, very quickly. As I think they've just figured out that Eternal Envy's Ancients have been blocked for the past 5 minutes here. It's not spawning for him. Sad panda, sad panda. Hani, his top lane now as well. 1,400 gold. A little bit of a ways off from that ultimate orb here, but he knows that Bone 7, Pylai Die are here as well, as Pylai Die doesn't have that much to speak of. Only 77 auto attack damage, really doesn't have that much going his way, even as a support here either, but there is now a gem on No-Tail. Down this bottom lane, continue to push it out. Keep in mind, he is by himself here, unfortunately, so if somebody wants to make the look a kill on Eternal Envy, it wouldn't be that difficult right now. He is by himself, as there is now the push from Trixie, as well as Hani up in this top lane. Hani does have enough levels for having both of his Forge Spirits, and Alacrity going to deal quite a bit of damage here. Lifestealer, he has the haste rune. He's coming up. Era looking to pop that stun is Pylai Die, not able to finish it off. Trixie instead actually picked up by Howie, and they flipped the kill onto Trixie, knocking him down for a full minute. That was a little awkward, my friends. A little bit awkward. I think they were expecting to go in with Era, but as soon as Era came up to the high ground, they realized that, you know, instead of 2, they had 3. And it's going to be difficult for them to claim a kill, but just with Era against 3, especially when you've got Vengeful Spirit. She'll just swap you out to an awkward position as soon as your rage ends. Same thing that happened to Trixie would have happened to Era, and you really don't want Era going down just yet, especially that he doesn't beat Eternal Envy in terms of farm right now. 220 against 123, and I mean, in terms of net worth, Lifestealer, not all that ahead either. Sunstrike down in the Roshan pit, doesn't spot out anybody here, as both teams actually waiting for it. They should know what's up. I mean, I'm hoping you know what's up, because even I count that in pub games. Hoping you count that as well. Either way. So far, it is just Fnatic poised over this Roshan pit. 4 are down in this bottom lane, or bottom vicinity. Is a lot of speed gaming, or just continuing to farm here. Is Sing with that Talisman of Evasion. He has a few options here. He could look to build a Heaven's Halberd against Arrow, which honestly is probably one of the better choices for him. It will do worlds of difference in terms of allowing more supplement damage to come through on Era, whilst waiting for, you know, Era to pretty much do nothing, because what's he going to do once he's Heaven's Halberd? He can't do anything. He's just going to sit there and look at you. Especially with the minus armor there as well from the Venge, if they can land a Vengeance. What is it? No, Wave of Terror, excuse me. If they can land a Wave of Terror onto Era. He doesn't have his Assault Cuirass just yet. He's only got 6 armor. And Natural Order is going to see to that very, very quickly. So, Era is going to be very, very squishy to a lot of the very quick, heavy damage that we'll see from Sing as well as Eternal Envy. But we have yet to see an actual 5-on-5 engagement. The only one we've seen was down in this bottom lane, and it went the way of Fnatic because of some awkward positioning we saw from Speed Gaming. So, both teams are actually just really playing this safe right now. They're waiting for items. We've already got Hani sitting only a few hundred away from finishing that Sheep Stick right now. This next wave will give him that Sheep Stick, and I made a pretty big item for Hani. Whoever made these shoulders for Invoker, why? Why? Why would you ever... It's not nice looking. I'm sorry. I played 400. I've played 400 something games with Invoker. I don't think those are nice shoulder pads. They look ridiculous. 4 Sunstrikes. Apparently the only use of Sunstrike this game is getting a first blood and spotting out Roshan. Apparently you don't want to use Sunstrike to find kills. It's either way. Speed Gaming are here now as well. Both teams actually playing a dance around the Roshan pit. As Speed Gaming's ward is already knocked out of the park by Fnatic. They're not really willing to give Speed Gaming the opportunity to know that they're going in, but these Eidolons are going to spot it out. But Speed Gaming say, we don't care. We've got our confidence. We're going to go in. Sunstrike coming in. Lands on both. Sing getting dashed up a few times. Are they actually going to be able to go in on this fly as well? He doesn't have a Blink Dagger. He's got... What has he got? Really have anything all that impressive. He's got an ultimate orb in his pocket. Really not going to do all that much for Pylite Eye. Wave of Terror does go on. Era looking to go in. They find only the sleep on the treants. Instead, BKB is popped by Bone 7 as well. EE coming out swinging. Looking for these kills as well. And 2 go down on Fnatic. 1 on the Rubik as well. Instead, Hani and No-Tail, they retreat onto the high ground. Not much comes out of that there, unfortunately. We did see 2 drop, and this is advantage Speed Game. They're actually going to be looking to go in. The dust comes out of Trixie as EE does go down. Sunstrike picks him up with the Forged Spirits there. Nature's Prophet actually making the quick kill steal. But instead, Invoker is still here. Hani making look something big out of it, dropping the Ice Wall, preventing any follow, but Sing is there, and they waited for Eternal Envy to come back. And instead, they're just going to give the Aegis to Sing.
Dire's bottom tower is
I apologize. I realized that the thing that watches the game there was a little bad on that last team fight. More than aware. I apologize. We're back into the jungle as Eternal Envy, 2,200 gold in his pocket. Coming out to him right now. Let's see. It is just a Town Portal scroll. Okay. I was thinking maybe he's got his Manta already and he just has 2,300 gold considering of how far he is. I mean, he's got 1,200 net worth. Nature's Prophet is the only one beating him right now. And this is 2 Sheep Sticks. This is 2 Sheep Sticks on Fnatic right now. Possibly going to make it 3 with Fly already having an ultimate orb. It's actually kind of an interesting build. I know we saw Aoi do it when he played Fly. When he played Enigma, he actually went Sheep Stick before he went anything like a Blink Dagger or BKB on Enigma, which... Frankly, I mean, you've got other heroes for a sheep, right? I mean, you've got the Invoker, you've got the Nature's Prophet. Why do you need 3? Yeah, it's good for more. More is better. But you need a Blink Dagger. You need to be able to initiate. I mean, we saw it in that pit there. What is Enigma going to do? He's just going to watch, right? He's just going to watch. What can he do? He can, if he had a blink, he could blink into an area of opportunity and find a good black hole. Follow it up with Meatball, Tornado, whatever you want. You've got a full supper. It would go very, very well. But instead, he's probably going to be looking either for a Lincoln's or a Scythe of Vice. So we'll have to see how that rolls out for him. Can't judge it just yet. So meanwhile, Trixie in our top lane, there is a kill. There is continuing to find Era, taking a lot of damage here. The ultimate on to Eternal Envy, and Sing does so much damage. Trixie looking to make it on the opposite side, but Bone 7 quick on the chase. Sing as well. This creep looking to block him out. They have the vision. Trees are cut, and the damage is there to bring him down. But the buyback is the response. Himself back is right away. Trixie comes back to this middle lane. Says, screw you guys. I want to keep pushing. The push never ends. Looking to put some damage, whether or not it's going to be worth it, we'll have to see. Hani here as well. Over this bottle blade, pop it up, pop someone up. His Forged Spirits, throwing the Alacrity on that as well. Looking to put a little bit of damage onto this tier 3. Meanwhile, on top lane, this is going to be Eternal Envy continuing to farm here. He just doesn't want to let up. He's got enough money for a Manta, and Sing had enough money to finish his Butterfly right now. Massive item for him, especially against somebody like Lifestealer, who right now isn't going to be building an MKB anytime soon. In terms of gold, It was leading for Fnatic, but now it is starting to sway back towards Speed Gaming. With those last team fights that are going to go their way, especially with that Roshan pickup giving around 1,000 gold to the entire team, around 1,500 if you want to count the amount that the person who picks up the kill gets. Aoi, is he looking for the sentry to unblock the camp? Yes, he is. Okay, I was wondering, he's trying to not block the camp because I know the line for the camp is like right there. Anyways, Blink Dagger now on Hani as well. At least they've got some kind of position if they want to look for, you know, a Blink Tornado or a Blink Deafening Blast. At least Hani will be able to provide the positioning for that, because so far, you got nothing out of Fly. I mean, they have the Enigma, but I haven't seen a black hole hit more than one person this entire game. And you have to hit somebody with a black hole. At least more than one person. I mean, if you're going to do it, you know, if you're going to hit one, so be it. At least you're hitting somebody. But you need something out of it. You can't just pick up the Enigma and land one black hole the whole game and say, you know, Enigma was worth it. Because it's not going to be. You're going to lose out on it. Rotation is here from Sing and Pylai. They have the smoke. They're going to be looking to move towards this mid lane to pick up a kill on Era. But Era already moving back with no tail. They knew something's up as soon as Nitro's Prophet had to make that escape in the dire jungle as Circle goes out from Teal. They know where Speed is moving. They predicted they're moving towards the jungle. And instead, No Tail's actually going to spot them out over towards the Radiant hard camp, and there's not much they can do. Sing says, screw it! I'll just farm your camps. Even if you know where I am, I'll just farm your camps. No big deal. Push now begins for Speed Gaming. They have the Aegis. They have all they need to push. They've got the ultimate on Sing if they want to go for it. Instead, they bait out the fortification, and as soon as this ends, is I think when we'll see our Sing ultimate. Instead, they're actually going to be quite patient for it, and the trade is going to be in this top lane. Fly, Hani, as well as Trixie. They're looking to make this push. They've already put a little bit of damage on this tier 3, as well as our bottom tier 3 as well has received quite a bit of damage. And that's going to be the hard point, is going to be pushing Speed Gaming, trying to push when Fnatic isn't, because they've got quite a bit of pushing power in Fly, as well as Hani. Forge Spirits can never be underestimated in terms of how much pushing power they will commit to a game. Pylai 1800 gold. Gonna be interesting to see what he's gonna get. He hasn't picked up anything so far. I mean, he's still got the same items he's had 10 minutes ago, although his aura is gonna continue to scale the more levels he ends up with. So he'll be able to get a decent amount of damage and contribute a decent amount to the team fights, but really, it's not doing all that much. What's really making the difference is the stun that he has, as well as the swap. The swap is making one of the bigger difference at the moment. So 2400 gold on Era as well. Probably gonna be looking for an Abyssal Blade very shortly from him. I know he wants to be able to lock down Eternal Envy. You want to be able to keep EE in place so he can't use those bouncing glaives to extend his attack range or to extend his engagement range. So 4 stuff now picked up on Aoi, giving him a little bit more survivability, as a lot of people are just finishing up their sets right now. I mean, we've got what's necessary on Invoker. We've got our Sheep, we've got our Blink and our Force. We're looking at Troll as well. He's got his Butterfly. Bone 7's already got his BKB. Everybody's got pretty much what you would expect in terms of core items, and we have yet to see a definitive 5-on-5 clash, which frankly that bothers me. Come on, I want to see a big boom fight, bam. I want to see it. I want to see what's going on. I want to see who's going to pull out and win these fights. This is only game 1. Keep that in mind. This is only game 1. Not 100% confirm whether or not it's a best out of 5 or a best out of 3. We'll have to see. If it is a best out of 5, come on, make some risks. This is the best out of 5. Take some risks, please. Take some risks. I mean, you picked up the Invoker, which is probably as risky as Fnatic have gotten this entire game, but I would like to see more risk. A little bit more risk, but instead they're going to find the line of sight here on EE coming down this bottom lane. This is one of his issues that he's had so far, is he's constantly looking in these empty lanes to farm, which is very, very dangerous. But Sing, they can look to trade. No Tail drawing the line with that Crystal Maiden ultimate. The Earth Splitter comes in. Meanwhile, BKB is popped on Sing there as well. As a very anticlimactic end to a fight, or it could have been a very interesting fight, as both teams back off, ultimates used, BKB popped on Sing. We were so close, people. We were so close to a fight. That close. That close to an all-out engagement. And then it didn't happen. I can't blame them, though. I mean, they did have the Crystal Maiden ultimate. No Tail. Good placement on that one, drawing the line. They really couldn't go in on it. If they wanted to go in, they would have had to pop a lot of BKBs. And it wouldn't have been beneficial. Meanwhile, Lifestealer picking up a kill on Sing in the dire jungle right now with the help of Trixie and that Sheep Stick there as well. So as much as Speed are making towards a gold advantage, Fnatic aren't going to allow it to go so easily. They're already going to be done the Abyssal Blade on Arrow very, very soon. He actually hasn't spent it yet. He's probably making a decision whether or not he wants to go MKB, or if he's satisfied with the damage he's doing to Sing, damage he's doing to just Sing in general, and he can just pick up the Abyssal Blade instead and look to lock down Eternal Envy. It's whether or not they think that Sing is a bigger issue or EE is a bigger issue. We'll have to see. Trixie down here as well. Desolator now on Trixie for that improved pushing power is a trippy looking Shadow Blade. Anyways, Twilight Eye in her mid lane, looking to build a 4-staff there as well, but the Infest Bomb dropped on Hani. Hani does have 4-staff and a blink, but right away, Fly from the high ground. They're looking for a return kill on Bone Staff, and the 4-staff sends him back into the safe ground as Hani blinking back up to the high ground, but Trixie says, screw it, we're going in, guys. I've got Eternal Envy in the vulnerable position, and instead, Twilight Eye swaps him out back to safety. So, once again, opportunities for fights, and we just don't see it. And I wanna say it's because we don't have a Blink Dagger on Fly. We need some sort of a surprise initiation tool that we see Speed out of place. We've got the vision advantage of being something like up on this high ground, and we take a black hole. That's what we need to see. The only issue I see is they're gonna have to land the black hole on Twilight Eye. You have to, because if you don't, he's just gonna swap you out and it's a waste, right? You want a top lane? Trixie is actually looking to make a solo kill here on Eternal Envy. He pops the Sheepstick. He's got the Deso for the damage, holding E inside E. He's going to be popping the ultimate. There's the Sunstrike there as well. Can they find it? And they turn it on Eternal Envy. He had a BKB. He just never popped the charge on it. Good choice from him, and these are the mistakes that we can't see Speed Gaming make. Eternal Envy is moving out to these relatively open lanes where they don't have any vision, they don't have any security, and he's getting caught out. He's getting initiated on by Trixie. And unfortunately, a lot of his team is having to respond to it, and in that case, in the bottom lane they were able to save him, but you can't always save him, right? I mean, especially when you've got such a quick rotation from the likes of Hani, as well as obviously Lifestealer came up there as well. You can't be giving that up. You can't be dropping easy kills like that, and right away, timing absolutely perfect. Fnatic knew the Roshan was back up, and they jump right in on it. They're not going to allow Speed Gaming to pick up this Roshan. It is going to go incredibly fast for them. Splitter coming down into the pit, only going to connect with Hani. Not much is going to come out of it. The cheese is on Hani as well. He was looking to blink and catch somebody on the opposite side. Instead, they're going to catch Bone 7. Can they find the kill on Bone 7? There's the Maleficent as well as the Crystal made an ultimate. Bone 7 will go down. Can they bring it on Aoi as well? Aoi, 2 down. Buyback from Eternal Envy. Eternal Envy looking to make it, but the black hole is dropped. Swap right away from Twilight Eye, but Eternal Envy taking so much damage from Era right away. Sing and Twilight Eye forced into the back, but it's not over. Hani, blink wall down, looking for the kill on Twilight Eye here as well. Sing, you need to get out of there, my friend. The cold snap is on you instead. Era already has the Aegis. It's not worth a death on somebody with an Aegis. Sing, is he going to go down here as well? Sing inevitably will go down, but he did make the kill on Trixie before he goes down, but instead there's a buyback on Trixie. You have to expect that in Nature's Prophet, and there is no buyback on Sing. Eternal Envy can't go in on this by himself. And this is going to be the first Rax going the way of Fnatic is. Unfortunately, a lot of this comes off the chain of Eternal Envy getting caught out in that top lane. And a little bit of a sloppy play as they move down towards this bottom lane. They're looking to make it a double Rax and possibly a GG here as well. Not too sure what Speed Gaming can do about this. They might just have to call GG and move to our second game. Especially with our top lane already pushed out relatively well. They could just make the quick rotation. They still didn't drop the Aegis on... Oh, actually, excuse me. Sing did pop the Aegis on Arrow, but... And the cheese on Hani as well. So, they've used their Roshan momentum, and they've made up for it. I mean, they've knocked down 2 sets of racks, or 2 racks, excuse me, 2 sets of racks would be 4. There aren't 4 barracks in Dota. There are 4 barracks in any game. Anyways. Double damage. Waiting to see who's going to pick that up. Instead, actually, Era, he picked up the Abyssal and actually not motioning for a Monkey King bar at all. He's actually going to go for an Assault Cuirass there, so I can't blame him. I mean, Bone 7 is destroying most of Fnatic in terms of where that minus armor is going. It does so much to a lot of these heroes, especially Trixie. You're looking at Trixie and Hani as well. It's just heroes without any bonus armor. It hurts. It really, really hurts. And I think that's what Era is trying to solve that issue. I mean, once he gets the Assault Cuirass, he'll have the plus. I think it's more. It's like 17 or 18, excuse me, on the Assault Cuirass that he'll get as the extra. So, right away, The bomb is prepped up. Hani as well, preparing his popular abilities. It's going to be the Forge Spirits as well as the Cold Snap. He's already got almost max level Quas. He's got max level Exort for the damage, but instead, this is going to be Speed Gaming down in this bottom lane. EE actually deciding to farm a more safe lane right now. Instead, they know that Speed Gaming know that they love to pick on EE, so they're sitting there waiting. They're looking to bait a kill, but Fnatic is not interested in kills anymore. They want to end this game. They're going to go for this last set of racks here. They're going to force Speed Gaming up to this top lane to defend it. Is our net worth Lifestealer making ground, already up to 16,000, pulling ahead of Eternal Envy. Gold per minute as well. It's still going to be Trixie. Trixie hasn't stopped leading our pack for about 20 minutes now. He's been ahead in almost every single stat. And in terms of gold, 15,000 now going the way of Fnatic after taking down those 2 bracks, and 12,000 as well in terms of experience. So it looks pretty grim for Speed Gaming right now. In terms of what they need to take a 5-man wipe. You have to knock Fnatic out of the ballpark. You have to make a perfection. You have to perfect a team fight. And you have to take down Trixie as soon as he comes back up. You have to hunt Trixie. Because if you don't bring him down, he'll just push as soon as you go to push as well. And he pushes really, really quick now. He's got 7,600 gold in his inventory. So what do? He buys back, goes back to your top lane, and you have to come back and defend, because it's the only set of racks you've got left. And that's the problem you get into when you're playing against an Nature's Prophet. What do? If you can't pick him up, he's just going to split push you as soon as you move out of your base, especially when you're down 2 sets of racks. I mean, if you drop him now, he'll have a buyback. He doesn't have buyback for 2 minutes, so if you pick him off now, you've got 2 minutes of window to push. But right away, they're looking for a kill on Notail. They know he's there. Fly. Is he going to look to land a black hole? Instead, I think they're actually just going to be satisfied losing Fly as Notail makes the escape there as well. As Bone 7, the entire team backs out right away down to the bottom lane. Is Era actually inside the Dire base right now with Hani as well as Trixie. Are they going to back out? Instead, they're just going to stick around. Maybe they can find an extra jump on Hani. He does have his blink dagger 2 seconds, and he will blink down to the low ground. Well played by Hani. Going to be able to escape. But instead, Trixie coming up here as well. They dropped it on Sing. The sheepstick dropped on Sing, but Bone 7 does a lot of damage right away. Notail coming in. Dropping the Crystal Maiden ultimate. He's uninterrupted. He is going to get the full channel on Pylon Eye. Sing as well. 4 down on Speed Gaming. This is all Sing. All Sing. Nature's Prophet and Lifestealer are down. They can't make much of it, but Hani's got actually decent amount of damage, but he can't make the hits on Sing. And right away, Lifestealer, Era buying back, says, screw this, I gotta get back to this mid lane. 4 down, we gotta end this game. We took a team fight right now. Unfortunately, Sing, all hail the Lord and Savior Sing is what Speed Gaming need to be saying to themselves right now, because Sing is what saved that team fight right there. Without Sing, that would have been GG. That butterfly on Sing has made such a difference. They're actually looking to knock down the last tier 3 just desperately before Eternal Envy comes back up in 13 seconds here. But right away, Era jumping on top of Sing. They know what needs to happen. Hani, does he have the sheepstick for it? He does, and that will be a death for Sing there as well. 87 seconds, and Eternal Envy calls the GG. That's it, folks. Game 1 going the way of Fnatic. This is the Netolic Pro League 4th edition, and I've been Barry. Thanks for watching, guys.